So let's see how we can make this pump station here. So I think we're going to begin with normal cube. So add a cube, go into edit mode, put it here, scale it roughly in the size you want to, maybe this size. Go to top view and we're going just to place it here. So I think it's a little bit more, it's a little bit wider than on this axis than on this. So I'm going to scale it on the x-axis about this size, and I think we are good. So maybe a little more. All right, now we can grab this on top and drag it up, maybe on this size. So this part up here, we can just take these two edges, bevel them with maybe, let me see, with 6 bevels, I think. Yeah, 6 is good. So now we can take this face here, insert it. So we have this border, or maybe a little bit more. And just extrude it inside. So we can take this edge here. You see we have here maybe a problem, but I think that's good. So we can take this here, just bevel them with maybe 4 bevel, like that. So you have to shade it smooth, the outer smooth, and you have this form now. That's good so far. Now we can make this on the side. So this pump areas, so just add a loop cut, bevel it, like that. Add another loop cut here. So maybe here. Add a one up here. Now you can take this face here and you can just extrude it inside, like this. Now we have this hole for this cable here. So we can now make our front. So take this face, duplicate it, make an own separation of it so we can make this front plate. Good. With this front plate we are going a little bit out. Scale it a little bit down so you have this corner. And now we can extrude it. Like that. So we need up here, you see we have a problem, we can't really go up with this edge loop, so I'm just going to delete all the edge loop we don't need on both sides. And now we can just, oh, up here is another one. Now we can just take this. I'm going quickly in the local view so we can make both sides. And we can just join them together, and now we can take our loop cut completely up. So I think that's a good size here. So I'm actually doing this part here up. So I'm going to take that, but first let me see if we just can bevel it a little bit out. So we can make this border. Make sure you are in the origin and then extrude it and scale it a little bit in so we have this border, so like that. Now we can take this part up here, extrude it a little bit out, and we can just bevel it. But we need to bevel just the corner, so just take them. I'm going to add 6 segments to that, and you have this upper part. So you see we have here maybe we are too sharp, so we can just take them and bevel them too. So to resolve this problem, I think we have just to separate it from the main object. So add a loop cut here, like that, and delete these inner faces. So we have separated them. That one I'm going to just to hide for the moment. Now we can close it, and now we can take this whole thing here and just bevel them out. Now with this rounding, that's nicer than earlier. Good. I'm going to unhide the main object, and now we are going to add down here maybe. So I'm going to make this area so we can make the same thing, just bevel them, delete the inner parts, close them, and now we can just work on this area here. So just add a loop cut, so like this, and I'm going back in the local view so we can just work better. This stuff I'm going to hide, and now we have just to close first of all up here, and second I'm just adding a loop cut maybe here, so we can just delete these faces and close them like that. So we have this area here, looking good so far. And the good thing about that is you can always go in edit mode, select them and scale them on the y-axis if you just need to. Alright, so we are going to make some rounding edges here, so just select them and bevel them up with maybe 4 bevels. It's good so far. Next thing, we are going to make this area here. I don't know what's going on down here, so I'm from Europe, so I don't know. I don't know this type of pump station, but we can just search on the internet for it. So good. Now we can make a hole in here to go all the way through. Bridge edge loops, and you're good. Alright, not bad so far. So I'm just taking this part here and go a little bit back because we are too much out. So scale it on the x-axis to make it a little bit flatter, like that, and you're good. Alright, so in here I really don't know what's going on. I have to search it from the internet. Now we can make this inner side. So we have, let me see, I'm taking this face, but yeah, we have to add a loop cut here. So on top, just bevel it. Same thing here, bevel it. So we have this area. So I've just found some image of gas station. So I'm just replacing this with the new one, and now you can just use whatever you want. But I think I'm going to use, let me see. I think I'm going to use this here. So as you can see, we have here 3 spaces, 3 holes. So I'm just going to undo this first. I have to select the image. Alright, so we are in the middle, so add a loop cut in here in the middle, make 3 segments, or maybe let's do like that, so we have holding edges. Alright, I think that's good. Select these 3, bevel them out, so we have the same spacing here. Going just so we're good. Alright, now you can take this edge loop up here, the other one here, bevel them out like that, and now we can take these 3 spaces, 3 holes, and extrude them in like that. Good. This thing here, this sales and gallons and so on are just for substance beta later on. But I don't know, but I think we are just a little bit too big. So maybe we have just to go a little bit smaller with this area. Just select them and scale them on the y-axis. Down here we have other 3. So in the same way, we have just one here. The only thing we need are another one here and another one here. So we are adding down here another loop cut. and just make it a little bit smaller. Alright, so let me see. We are going to use this one in the middle, this one and this one. Alright, so we are going to scale it a little bit down. We don't need it that big. Alright, that's good. Go to medium point so we can scale it another time. Or maybe just undo this and we are going on the medium point. Now we can scale it on the y-axis and make it a little bit closer. Scale it on the z-axis. And now we can go to individual origin and scale it on the y-axis. So we have just a little bit smaller. Alright, so we have a little bit of a mess here, but we can just clean it up. So up here, it's okay, but we have now our free segments. You see we have a slightly difference here, so I'm going to open up my measuring tape. So we have a size of 0.00924. Okay. And the spacing in here, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Alright, we're good. Extrude them inside and we are done here. So I go a little bit further because I just want another detail in here. So like this. And what you can do now is just to add a cylinder in here. So I'm just select this face here, cursor to selected. Now we can add a cylinder with 64 vertices maybe. Shade it smooth. Rotate it by 90 degrees. And now you can just scale it down until you're fitting in here. And we're going just to duplicate them. Alright, and you have now this kind of rotating stuff here. If you want to, you can just rotate it after that all. So we need this kind of detail here. We have some, I think some bolts or something like that. So that's really quick. Add a UV sphere. No, a UV sphere, sorry. UV sphere. 32 is enough. Just rotate it by 90 degrees. Scale it down, smooth. And you're good. So I don't know if there is another detail here. It's too low poly to see, but I think we're good so far. Down here, I think it's something that's rotating around. So we can do that if we are just going to take this inner part here. So I'm going to hide this for now. But first I have to do something else. Select this area, make a loop cut. Oh, we can't really make a loop cut. Okay, I'm going to hide this for now. So we have to do on the other side of this object, on the same height, another loop cut that's going, so we can go around, just join them together, and we are good. So I'm going to unhide the cover plate. Now we can add a loop cut here, scale it on the z-axis to be completely flat. Now we can just bevel it another time, do it on this axis again. So I have this cover here. Now I'm going to hide that, and we can just delete this face, delete the back face, and just bridge the edge loops together. Good. With this hole we can just go, yeah, we have to go a little bit up. Or maybe not up, but just a little bit. On the side we have to go a little bit on the side. And we have to go down, so we can add this detail in here. So don't forget we have here this this area that we have to close if you just want to, but now we can just add this detail in here, and we have to add, I'm going to edit mode, and now we can just add a cube. So with this cube, put it in here, scale it on the z-axis. So like that, so we have this table here. Maybe we are closing the back side. I don't really know if we are going to do that. So with this cube we have to go a little bit up because we are right in the middle. Like that. If you want to, you can always go a little bit down with this area here. So like that, maybe. It's good. And up here is I think a cylinder. So just seal it from here. Make an own separation of it, and now we can take this and just join them together. Rotate it by 90 degrees, make it bigger, make it small on the z-axis. And we are good. Yeah, I think we are going to close the backside. It's better. So I'm just going to close this too a little bit. Maybe on the z-axis and on this. So I have this tiny little hole. Alright, now we can add a loop cut in here. So we can just drag it out with the bevel, extrude it, press escape, and now we can just scale it on with the exclusion of the z-axis, so S Shift Z, and you can just scale it like that. Now we can take this loop cut here and this one and just scale it on the z-axis with a medium point. So I have this kind of border here. And you can also take these two edges, loop cuts here, these two edges, and just bevel them with 4 segments, like that. So the same thing we are going to do here. So I have this rounding area, that's better. So maybe we have to go a little bit up with the whole thing. And we're good. So what's going in here? I don't know. I really don't know, but we can make it by our own. So I'm just going to select this cube here. So drag it down, scale it down, make it bigger. Like that. So I have this, yeah, this holding thing here. It's good. Yeah, we are going to close the back side. I don't really want it open. So I'm going to add a loop cut here. We're going to close it with a face. We're going to delete this faces here, and this we can just close. And we're good. Make sure that the face orientation is in the right way. Yeah, it's good. All right, looking good so far. Good. Now we can make this area here. So let me see how we can do that. So on the internet you find really enough of this kind of detail of gas station, pump station. So just search for that if you just want some other details. But I found something I want to model. So I'm just going to open it up. So we have this here now. It's looking good so far. So we have 2 holes in here we have to do. We have just undo this here. So I'm just going to grab this back and delete by distance. Now I think if we just go here, can I delete this loop cut? I don't know. We have to just do it later on. All right. yeah, you can use this. You can use these two loop cuts. So first of all, I'm going to use this. I'm going to bevel it out. So I'm going to make this area here. It's good. I'm going to select this too. So we can just drag it up. Or maybe, no, we need it for here. No, we don't need it for here. I'm going to drag it up. And we have to close down here the loop cut. I can take this face, insert it, and just extrude it inside, make it a little steep, like that. Now we can just take this outer face, duplicate it, separate by selection, and with this face we can just close it. So just drag them out here, and you can just by distance, and you're good. Let me see if we are just in the right, yeah, they're right in this orientation. So take the face, extrude it. So I have this border here. So maybe like that, it's good. Take the corner piece, the corner side, the corner edges, and just bevel them too. With 6 segments. I'm taking this face, cursor to selected. Now we can just add a UV sphere to make this details here, rotate it by 90 degrees, scale it, but don't forget to shade smooth. If you want to, you can do it with this detail, but I leave it like that. Now we make this hole here. It's kind of easy. So add, first of all, a cylinder. 64 is good. Shade it smooth. Auto smooth, go in the edit mode, rotate it by 90 degrees. And now we can just scale it on the Z-axis, on the X-axis, sorry, like that. And scale it down, put it in the area you want this hole. So maybe in this area here. Take this, just drag it up, maybe this one, drag it down. Right, you're good. I make a duplication of that. I'm going to hide it. So we need just this as a cutter. So select the object you want to cut. So our plate, go to the modifier, go to Boolean modifier, and with the Boolean modifier to this eyedropper tool and just select this cylinder here. So we have to extract it, that's fine, that's good. If I'm going to hide it, you have this hole in here, that's good. So now we can just apply the Boolean modifier, delete this here, and you have your hole in here. Perfect. I'm going to unhide this object we made earlier, so we can just take it and we can up here. You can just make a cut here, so press K and C to cut through and be sure you are on this point here. And you can press the A to be straight and just cut it out. Delete the front piece and you're good. So sometimes it's making some error here, but just select this point and drag it on the position where it has to be. It has to be here. So we have, now we can just close them, take the whole thing and be sure that you are on the line. So now we have just to recalculate the normals, because if you're just going to face orientation, you see it's red. That's not good, so select all, recalculate outside, doesn't doing something. So just press flip and you're good. Alright, I think maybe we can just, yeah, it's better if we just make one object of it. So I go back in the edit mode of this object, select the front part. I'm going just to take it like here, so we don't merge them together. Take this too, so take this here, take the front plate, join them together. And now we can take this loop cut here and just select one point maybe as active and just drag it here on top, and you're good so far. Select all by distance, and good. And with this here, we can just go a little bit back so we don't see the face that's missing. Good. All right. On the original image, it's missing the pump. So that is, yeah, it's missing the pump here on the other side too. So we have to do it later on. But first of all, we have to make this area here, this detail. So let me see how we can do that. We're going to make this detail maybe here. So first of all, I'm going to add in the object mode a circle. 64 vertices is good. Now we can scale it down, roughly in the size what you want to. Fill the face, extrude it out. With this one, we are going a little bit back. Now we have just to recalculate the normal. Good. In here, we have a kind of a sphere. So cursor to selected, add a UV sphere, 64 vertices is good. Rotate it by 90 degrees and scale it down, roughly the size you want to. Like that. Drag it back. So maybe with this is active. So we can delete the parts in here, we don't need them. So that's good. We can just do an inset here. So I hope we can just delete by distance if we just do that. If not, if it's not deleting by distance, you can go up with the merge distance, and I think it's good then. But to me, it's doing what this has to do. So shade it smooth. Where is it? Auto smooth on. Good. So we can put here, mark sharp. Then I'm going to bevel this area here with maybe 4 segments. Good. And now we can make this area here. So to do that, yeah, that's a kind of a little bit tricky, but in the object mode, just add another cylinder so we can just cut it another time. So go a little bit back with this here and rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees. So what I'm doing, I'm just putting this inside of the object. So on the side, on the right side, just rotate it a little bit down like that. And you're good with the rotation. I think the position is good. So take the main part, add a Boolean modifier, add Boolean here. So we are good with the cut. All right. I'm going to apply now the Boolean modifier. I'm going to delete this here. And you see we have a little bit of a mess. So we have just to, yeah, we have a lot of a mess here. So we have just to clean it up. And we can do that. So if we, let me see, we have to delete this kind of stuff here. So we have to clean this area here. This one is going here. And this point is going here.